All sports talk shows are the same, right?
I am bothered by everything.
You gotta go back to football school.
You call on this guy, it's just immeasurable.
Wrong. In a world filled with talking heads more interested in their own celebrity than actually knowing the sports world, it's hard to find the people who really care about sports first. Look no further. Wire to Wire has it all covered. These guys have the knowledge and the cred to back up their opinions. No hot takes to get attention, just straight up opinions. Know anyone else who correctly called the 2020 World Series and March Madness? How about 70% on the NFL and NCAA football last year? You don't. Bottom line, these guys know their shit. They aren't doing it for attention, they're doing it for passion. Wire to Wire, live every Wednesday, 8:30 Eastern, only on Toxic Radio and wherever you find podcasts. Like listening to Toxic Radio?
Goddamn right.
But don't forget, this is the 21st century. Join us in the social media world. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pornhub.
Pornhub?
Nah, just kidding. Or am I? Toxic Radio. Get infected. Hey, miss an episode of Relationships 101? Don't sweat it. We got you covered. You can catch up on episodes on the Toxic Radio app, toxicradio.net, or wherever you get podcasts, like iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, and Odyssey. And don't forget to follow John on social media too. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Remember, just like any relationship, communication is key. Keep in touch.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday, and welcome to another edition of one of the hottest relationship podcasts in the game today, Relationships 101. And I'm your host, your doctor of love, at least for the next 60 minutes anyway, John Evans. And I want to thank you for joining me tonight. Tonight, I will be driving this car solo. Supreme will not be joining us. Supreme has a radio interview that he's conducting right now. So I wish him luck on that. Anyone that follows Supreme on any social media platform, I'm quite sure you could check it on there. So I urge everyone to support him. Check that interview out, and he will be back in effect next week on the show. But he will be joining us halfway through in the comment section. So, anyone wishing to, get his feedback, he will be tuning in later in the comments. I want to send a couple shout outs. I want to send a shout out to my man, Gene from Wire to Wire. Hey, brother, I called you earlier just to see how you was making out. Hit me up. Got a friend here. And my daughter, she'll be back in the studio with me. She's a little under the weather, and I wish her a speedy recovery. So, yeah, let's dig into what we got going on here tonight. The first story that we have going on is actually the young man did not want to leave his name. So Brad says, I think Tanita kicked his ass last week and now he's scared to come back. I hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case. What's going on, Junior Warren? First time viewer, I appreciate you tuning in. And I appreciate all my loyal viewers that's tuning in also. Let's dive into the story. Says he was married in December of 2008, 2.5 months after joining the Navy. They lived together for 2 years and dated for 3. Hey, baby. That's my baby chiming in right there. Love you and I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. That's my number one fan right there. Rumors started that she was cheating. I quickly dismissed them. On one of her visits to the base, she got a text. So I happened to glance at it and it said, "Hey, baby." I confronted her and we argued immediately. She claimed it was a friend and they used the term much like a waitress would use it. When I returned home from training, I was home for 16 days and things were completely different. In those 16 days, we only had sex 4 times. She normally slept nude, but now she started sleeping with her phone in her bra. And we hardly did anything together. Long story short, I went back out for deployment and was gone for 4 months. A week into my arrival back home, I got a Dear John email stating that it was over. She used phrases like independent, too young, and maybe in the future. When I got back home, she had cleared out the bank account for $20,000 and left me for a high school dropout with no job or car. That's heavy right there. Why do people keep sending in these stories? But that's a heavy one to unpack, right? There's a lot to unpack for one. Please, anyone watching and listening, your feedback and your comments is needed. Debbie Francolino, Mama Francolino is watching. What's going on? I appreciate you. There's a lot there. The Hey Baby was a little disturbing for me because she wasn't a waitress. So, that was just a horrible excuse, weak-ass excuse, too, for her to be, claiming that's what they threw it around like. When he came back home, he was home for 16 days, and who knows how long he was gone for training. They only had sex 4 times. It's almost like not having sex at all. So then she slept nude, and then she went to sleeping with her phone in her bra. That says a lot right there. I don't think I've ever been with anyone that slept with their phone in their bra. That's a major red flag right there. I would have to ask, the fuck are you doing? Dave says there's a lesson in why not to put all the money in one account until there's a ring on the finger, I guess. Well, they were married. Dave, they were married. So there's a lot of red flags that he didn't see. He should have saw, but he didn't see. He's human. She timed it perfect. She waited a week before he got home and sent him the Dear John letter. Clearing out the bank account was a horrible thing. I don't want to get into why you shouldn't have joint bank accounts. Sharita chimes in. She checked out a long time ago, and he just didn't know it. She had a plan. Baby, I love to agree with you. But this is one I really don't, but you're right. Yeah, she checked out a long time ago and she had a plan. He just couldn't see what was going on or didn't want to see what was going on. Sometimes, the signs can be right in your face and, some people want to hear the truth but don't want to face the truth. So, Dave says, oh shit, my attention span is crappy tonight. Nah, it's good. It's good, brother. We human. But yeah, they were married. Yeah, Sharita's right. She checked out a long time ago. And those signs were all there, from the text message to her sleeping with her phone in her bra. They're barely having sex. They didn't spend any time together when he was home. All major red flags. I guess he was holding on, something that just wasn't there. I mean, if anything, I don't know who your name is because you left this anonymous. Better days are ahead of you, I guess. I mean, she's out of your life. You shouldn't be worried about her. Let her enjoy that high school dropout with no job and no car. Take your time, enjoy life a little bit, in the single life anyway. And what's meant for you was meant for you. I can imagine you're hurting right now. I wouldn't advise you to rush into anything until you're truly over this situation. Brad says, I agree with Sharita. She checked out. Love can make you blind sometimes. Sharita chimes in again and says, no communication at all. You're right. The communication is sucked. Yeah, their communication has sucked. If all that was going on, and there was definitely a lot of questions that should have been asked on his part anyway. Uh, mm, It's a horrible story. Wow, real horrible story. This is one that I would have loved Supreme's feedback on. Brother, you are missed tonight. But yeah. Whew. Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll circle back around to this one. Sharita says, yes, Brad, he had the blinders on and couldn't help himself being a hopeless romantic. Is it wrong to be a hopeless romantic? I mean, I don't want to say there's anything wrong with being a hopeless romantic. I consider myself a hopeless romantic. And I'm not going to change who I am. But there was just signs that he should have saw. There was way too many red flags. I mean, that was red flag after red flag after red flag. And he probably, being a hopeless romantic, tried to make excuses for every one of them that he saw. Wow. This is sad because, they were married, and have your wife leave you for someone like that in such a manner is always a horrible thing. Whoever you are, please tune in and let me know how you make out in the future. I'm very interested on this one. Dave says sometimes that's what happens. People who trust easily aren't good at looking for signs of deception. I'll 50-50 you with that. Sometimes people who trust easy, are pretty hard at finding signs of deception. Sharita says, no, not at all. That's how you could tell he was in it, and she checked out quietly. Yeah. I agree with both of y'all to a degree. You can trust easy and still see red flags. You can trust easy and, being that you're such a trusting person, not see red flags. So I'll definitely 50-50 you on that one, Brad. I agree with you wholehearted, Sharita. She checked out and he just didn't see it happening. And it looked like she checked out right in front of him, and he just sign after sign after sign, didn't see it or refused to see it. So it's an unfortunate thing, but it is real. It is real. Warren, do me a favor, please. Bring up the picture. This is another one. Yes, indeed. True, babe. I agree with you, babe. Bring up this one because I found it so interesting, and we might have to bring up a people poll for this one. One of the newest features on Relationships 101. While Warren is queuing that up for us. Okay. Right here in this picture, you see this man being consoled by his wife. I don't know the status of the relationship, but here we go. A man has been unemployed and broke for over 5 years after graduation. Then all of a sudden, he gets a job where one of his good friends is the vice president. They pay him $30,000 per month with a company house, company car, and other incentives. His woman sits him down after he's been made permanent at the job, and she tells him that she had to sleep with his friend so that he could secure that job. She also explains to him that she did it out of love. What should he do? Supreme is joining us live. Preem. He just finished his interview, and he's tuned in, brother, to chat. Brad says, oh, snap. This was a hell of a story. And I was shook when I read this. People poll. Should he leave her or no. The people poll was going to be, was that done in the name of love or in the name of greed? So let's make that happen. Let's get the voters, all the lovers out there, please tune in, let me know. Was that done out of love or done out of greed? Now, I get it. He was unemployed for 5 years. There was a struggle anytime you're unemployed for 5 years. And I'm quite sure she held it down while he was looking for work or trying to find work in that field. His buddy, who just happens to be the vice president. My baby says, damn, that's not love. Supreme says, that's crazy. I take my new job and definitely leave her ass. Is she a rider for doing that? I don't know. I mean, the poll was up. Was that done in the name of love or greed? I just got to know. I don't know. I mean, is she a rider? Is she a keeper? I mean, she went through great lengths to secure that bag for their future in that relationship. I mean, let's face facts. He wound up getting a phenomenal job, $30K a month. I mean, that's awesome money. So, the incentives, the house, the car, and all that. I mean, I'm just curious. Was that done out of love or was it done for greed? I don't ever want to be put in that position. It's a difficult one. Of course, Supreme says, I think love, but it was misguided. Yeah, I can agree with you with that one, Preem. I can definitely agree with you on that one. Brad says he better have a separate account. It definitely was misguided. That's a hard pill to swallow right there. Because, I'm quite sure he's wanting to celebrate and everything. Dave says, would she have done that to get him a $29 job, or would that have only been worth a BJ or two? Damn, that's cold, Dave. But that's cold. Damn. Nah, I doubt she'd did that for a $29 job. That'd probably just been a BJ. But that's just and LB is watching. What's going on, brother? Sharita, my baby says she did hold it down. No, she did. She did hold it down. We ain't getting down like that though. But she did hold it down. She did hold it down. I mean, that's why I said, is she a rider? Because, I mean, she went to great lengths to secure that bag for their future. I mean, look at everything. Look at what she did and look what she secured for not only them, but him. I mean, even if they don't stay together, he still reaps the benefit off of what she did. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Supreme says she was desperate. She could have been. I'm not going to say that. Well, yeah, because that was a desperate move. Yeah. To sleep with the homie, to get the job for your man, that was a desperate move. I can agree with you on that one. I don't know. Let me know when we have the poll up and running on that one. Brad said if it was really done out of love, she should have kept that secret. Quiet. I agree with you. Yeah, some shit you just take to the grave. Baby, if you remember, we had talked about this one. And even you had said that, yeah, that was something she should have took to the grave. So, yeah, I don't think that she should have told him. And I know, wow, the poll was in and majority of you out there voted that it was done out of greed. So, yeah, I got to agree with you on that one. It was done out of greed. Some love, but mostly greed. Yeah, I mean, she should have kept that secret. She could have kept a secret and, nobody would have known. He wouldn't have been the wiser. His feelings wouldn't have been hurt. Who knows how he's even going to act on that job now. He's subject to go there, act up, and lose the whole thing. Supreme says, me and homie would definitely have words. I might get fired after knocking his ass out. I can't argue with that one. My baby says it's still not the right thing to do, and yes, that would have definitely been something to take to the grave. Yeah, you take that one to the grave. Shit. Dave said maybe telling him was a power play. I did this for you. Now you got to let me live off the money with you. You know what? That's not a bad way of looking at it. Damn, if you think about it. Yeah, because think about it. If they ever think about separating, she could easily throw that in his face. Look at where you at now. A lot further than where you was 5 years ago. I made this happen. I fucked the shit out of him so you could get that job. Not that it's going to make him feel any better about himself, but, I advise her to be standing very far away from him when she throws that up in his face. That's a heavy one right there. And I agree with both Supreme, Sharita, and Dave on that one. Man, that's heavy. Sharita says again, I wonder if his friends would have told. That would have changed everything if she didn't tell the truth. Or did she probably tell the truth? Hold up. My glasses. Oh yeah, it'd be a catch-22 if she did not think this through. That's a good one right there, because if the friends would have found out and told, that would have changed the dynamic tremendously right there. Wow. Yeah, she probably told to get in front of that train before before someone else had a chance to tell him, because someone else telling them would have destroyed her credibility altogether. I mean, he wouldn't have gave her a second chance. Junior Warren said if it's one of his good friends, then you got to reevaluate him. Should have gotten a job without that, which is true. Well, I got news for you. If it's good, first of all, it could have never been his good friend to do something like that. That's a snake right there. And then with a situation like that, who knows if that's going to be the only time? No, baby, I fully understand. I get where you're coming from. No need to apologize. Yeah. In a situation like that, who knows if that's the only time that's going to happen, because the boss might figure, I'm thinking about firing you, man. We might need to reevaluate this contract. Meet me in room 112 so, we could work out these details. Brad said, I hope he at least got a 10-year contract at that job. Well, that could be 10 years of smashing that his boss is going to do with his woman. Like I said, who knows if that's going to be the only time. And if he got all that out of sleeping with her one time, no, I doubt that's going to be the first and last time that happens. I want to thank everybody for tuning in on that people poll. We'll do that a couple more times tonight. We have another story to get into. This is from Nikki out of D.C. She said, I went on a date with a guy to the movies. Everything was fine, no bad vibes, and halfway through the movie, he gets up. He goes to the bathroom. 40 minutes go by, and he's gone. Then I get a text that his dad had been involved in a hit and run. So I'm like, fuck, I hope he's all right. I get home and go online and see this guy's been posting on Facebook all evening. I went to class the next day, and he told everyone that I had sucked him off soft in the movie. What the fuck? It's not many stories where I don't have too much to say on that, and this is one. You're definitely the victim. Cindy Huber is watching. What's going on? I appreciate you watching. Thank you. Yeah, you definitely were the victim here. Oof. I don't know how to. Honestly, this is the first time ever on Relationships 101 where I don't know how to unpack this story. Preem, if you're out there, please give me some feedback, dog. Okay. She went out on a date. Everything was fine. The dude left to go to the bathroom and just bolted. I really don't know why he did that. He sent a lame text that his dad had been in a hit and run. Dave said that needs to be the last movie with her at the least. Hope she didn't buy him popcorn. I mean, if I was her, I wouldn't even take a text message from him. I mean, he dished her the movie, and then you go to school the next day, and he told everybody that you just sucked him off in the movie. Yeesh. If he had any chance of getting that, he fucked that up. But I don't know. Look, You dodged the bullet, Nikki. This is all I can say to you. You dodged the bullet. And you definitely left me speechless on this one. My lovers out there, my viewers, my listeners, what advice would you give Nikki on this one? Because this is a difficult one. Well, no, it's not difficult because you probably spent, it probably was a $20 date at the most. You went to the movies, it didn't work out, Thank you, baby. Sharita says block. Yes. Block them. Move on. Other people out there. There's a guy in the military right now. His lady just left him. Nah, that's not funny. But our first story. That guy is single. But block him. You don't need that dude. That's a loser in the worst way. Anytime. Who goes around spreading rumors in this day and age that somebody gave you a blowjob and you actually didn't get one? Who does that? Nah, you dodged the bullet. You didn't. Brad says, cock it up is a loss and move on. Exactly. That's all you could do. You don't need nobody to talk you through this one. What's done is done. This is all self-explanatory. You dodged the bullet. Be grateful. Move on to the next one. Sharita says, but if he used her name, then we fighting first, then block. Yeah, because that was a horrible lie to spin across the school. Yeah, because you probably going to have all type of dudes wanting to take you to the movies now, and it ain't going to be to see Spider-Man. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, yeah, that was a horrible lie to send around school. Next one. So I can say next one. This one is from Kelsey in Downingtown. My ex was acting super weird and always closing his laptop when I walked into the room. Red flag. Or putting his phone away when I was near. Red flag. And getting defensive when I asked him questions about his behavior. Another red flag. So on Christmas Day, he went to take a shower, left his laptop open, still signed in. I didn't want to, but curiosity got the best of me. Here he is in a conversation with a girl I suspected him of cheating with. Sure enough, they had a thing going on. I burst into the bathroom on him, and here he is taking a dick pic to send her. Just fucked up my Christmas. Yeah, it did. It did. And possibly your New Year's too. So, I mean, I didn't mean to laugh at that, but yeah, that would fuck up anybody's Christmas. Once again, there was red flags there that you should have been aware of. Closing that laptop when you walked into the room. People got to stop being scared to ask the harsh questions. Fuck are you doing? What you closing that laptop for? Fuck you putting your phone up for? I mean, and then he got super defensive about his behavior. My baby said 3 red flags, and the final red flags is she already had a feeling something was going on. Yes! Like I said, you have to stop being afraid to ask critical and crucial questions. People always say, just be honest. I want the truth. But then you're scared to find out what the truth really is. She had several different red flags. Like I said, she should have asked him. Soon as you come into the room and he's shutting that laptop shut, no, you should have asked, what the fuck are you doing? Well, you got to be shutting laptops. Brad says, I hope she got to return this Christmas gift. It's bigger than a Christmas gift. He fucked her up. He broke her heart, I'm quite sure, on Christmas. You bust into the bathroom and he's taking a dick pic. And you know it's not for you. Yeah, come on now. Nah. Sharita says a woman's intuition is real. It is. It always has been, too. Yeah. I mean, the laptop, the phone, getting defensive whenever she asks questions. When you ask the question of your mate, especially in a relationship, there's no reason to get defensive. If you're not doing anything, no one can ever accuse you of anything. Just answer the question straight up. Are you doing something? No, I'm not. Why would you think that, sweetheart? And when she gives or he gives you the reasons, sit down and discuss it. Sometimes it's just a logical answer to these things. In this case, she should have asked. There was red flags, but she should have dug all up in his ass. I mean, the laptop, the phone, getting defensive. The fuck are you getting defensive for? I'm just asking you simple questions. Yeah. Aunt says, I don't have that problem because I know my wife's password to everything, and she knows my password to my stuff. I mean, put a pin in my baby's comment. Tanita Austin is watching. What's going on? Let me dig in a little bit of what Aunt said. Now, that whole password swapping is all right. I'm not going to say I'm all for it. If you know your position in your relationship and you trust your mate, there's no need for all that. I'll say it now. Baby, my password is 197474. You're welcome to go through my phone anytime you want. Not going to be anything because I'm not doing anything. Do I want your password? Fuck no. I know my position. I'm not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Like I said, it's only about 17 good men left on this planet, and you got one of them. So, no, I'm not interested in all that password swapping. But thank you for your feedback, and I appreciate you. Sharita says I would have taken his clothes and left him naked and pushed him out the door. Yeah, he definitely deserved that one. He definitely deserved that. She should have put his ass out Christmas Day. That's a horrible story. Oh man. And then he was cheating on her on top of that with a girl that she had suspected him with. That's even more crazy. Yeah. Y'all got to start loving each other because these stories are getting worse and worse. I'm like, God damn, where's the relief at? Yeah, all I can say is I hope next Christmas is a better Christmas for you. Hopefully it is, because I can imagine this happened on Christmas, so your holidays was probably fucked up all the way up until Easter. Once again, Sharita says, I believe trust is key. No need for passwords. No, it's no need for passwords. But that's another topic in itself. But, it works for some people. And to who it works for, congratulations, kudos, and all other adjectives you might want to use. Tanita Austin says, I don't need passwords even though I know his. Shh. I would never go in his phone. I learned that if I got to go that far, I just need to leave. Tanita Austin, if I was an emoji, I would go like this. I agree with you. I agree with you 100% on that. Brad says, don't leave your phone around me at a party, John. I got your password now. I hack your Facebook. I mean, it is what it is. And, you just going to see a bunch of pictures and, a couple websites that I don't know how they got on that phone, but now let me stop. But, yeah, Sharita says, but it's agreed upon. But if it's agreed upon, like Ant's situation, then it's all good. Yes. And, and I don't want to, make Ant feel bad because, like I said, if it's, like my baby said, if it's agreed upon, then it's all good. Different strokes for different folks. Everyone has their own avenues and, making relationships work. Tiana chimes in. What's going on, cuz? She says, cheating happens every day. Unfortunately, shaking my head, but people can't be going through phones or computers. We're going to circle back around to that. Let me get what Dave says. Dave says, I already kept my phone away from Brad because he likes to put stuff in his pants. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I sleep with my phone in my bra, so I know. Let me stop. I'm not meaning to make fun of that, brother. That was not funny. Sharita says, babe, repeat it again. I forgot already. 1974-74. There it is. 1974-74. Tiana says cheating happens every day, unfortunately, but people can't be going through phones or computers. I am a firm advocate on that. I'm not one to be going through computers and phones and stuff like that. Nah. For one, always be careful for what you're looking for, because you might not be able to handle what you find. And two, like I said, I'm just too confident and firm in my position where I have to move and act very scrupulous like that, I'm just not doing that. M. Tanita Austin says, yeah, and I think you should have it in case of emergency. I just wouldn't have any other reason to have it. Yeah, in an emergency, I guess. But like I said, I'm just not going through a phone type person or somebody's computer or anything else like that. I like to think that my actions and behavior in a relationship is enough for you not to want to do anything else. So, who knows? Maybe I'm just, a romantic fool. Who knows? But I'm not. So I agree with all y'all tonight. Antonita Austin, Sharita, Dave, Ant, Tiana, Brad. I agree with all y'all. That whole thing of going, well, like she said, curiosity got the best of her. And it happens. She's human. So I'm not going to downplay what she did or make her seem bad. I mean, like I said, she's human. Sharita says, in these days, so much can be misinterpreted, and that causes any little insecurity to blow up real quick. If you're curious, just ask about something. I agree. Because when you don't ask about something, it plays on your mind. And it's much like a snowball, going downhill. It's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until it gets the best of you. Sharita says, I like that response, Tanita. Tiana says, my kids don't even have my password, and I'm not about to give it to anyone. Okay, I see you standing firm on that, because that anyone was in all caps. Okay, I ain't mad at you for that one. Different strokes, different folks. I'm not going to say that the whole password thing is wrong. I just say for me, it's unnecessary. M. Tanita Austin said, all caps. That's right. That anyone was in all caps. And, that whole password and going through phones and all that stuff. I'll tell you right now, I get up like once or twice a night to go take a piss. I'm not thinking about going through my lady's phone. I am a horrible snorer, and I keep her up most of the night. I trust her enough to know that she ain't going through my phone. So, it is what it is. Different folks, different strokes. It's whatever gets you through. Tiana, my kids don't have mine, and since they're grown now, I definitely don't want theirs. Yeah, it's just, something unnecessary for me. I just, it's my thought on it. But Aunt, once again, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. You doing what works in your marriage. You keep that in mind. You do what works in your marriage. If it's working, stick with the plan, brother. Stick with the plan. We have more to go on. We even got a topic, but we still have more stories here. And I love when people send their stories in. Please keep sending them. Okay. I have the final story before we get into a topic tonight. It's from Christine. Doesn't put where she doesn't put where she's from. But she says, I'm in a marriage of 15 years. And to be honest, it's ran its course. I've sat down with my husband and told him I'm just not feeling him anymore and I don't want to be married anymore. He cries and he tries everything in the book to make me change my mind. But I'm not there mentally. I even cheated on him to show him, look, I'm not into us anymore. And he still wants to work it out. Any advice on my next move? Ooh. We got a comment. Let me get to these comments real quick before we jump into this topic. Tiana says, man, I had someone's voicemail password, and I went listening and heard another chick telling him she loves him. So I learned never go through a phone and never give out a password. Once again, like I said, you got to be careful because, digging like that, you will find out some things that will crush you and make you wish that you never went searching in the first place. And that's the ultimate violation of trust, especially if that person didn't give you that password and, did not feel comfortable with you going through their phone. I mean, everyone's not going to have a thought process like me. Me, I don't give a fuck. But, everyone's not going to think like me. The majority of folks, you know what? Let's do a people poll on that. Are you comfortable with your mate going through your phone? Now, I'm not a gambling man, but if I was, I would say that everyone is going to say no on this, damn near 100%. Sharita says the question really is, can you handle the truth? Well, everyone says they want the truth, but I don't believe that a lot of folks can handle the truth. The truth hurts. Brad says, I don't think he's ever going to stop trying to work it out unless she moves out of the other side of the country. Ant chimes in. See, I'm not the only one that has a password on her phone. No, brother, you're not the only one, and I don't want you feeling bad about that because you ain't doing nothing wrong. What you have going on makes your marriage work. You keep doing it. Don't let no one steer you wrong on that. Keep love alive, brother. Tiana says, crazy thing is, he gave her all his passwords. I guess he didn't think I would check. Yeah, all the passwords? He wanted you to know where all the bodies was. It's kind of stupid to give out passwords and you're living a double life. What is the point behind that? I could see if you were just a upright citizen, an honest dude, Clark Kent. I get it. But the poll was out. Are you comfortable with your mate going through your phone? Yes or no? But I get it. If you're that stand-up honest guy, yeah, okay. But, to live a double life and still give out your passwords? Somebody ain't working with a full deck. Sharita says, Aunt, I just think the rest of us are single dating, so your situation is truly understood. Yeah. I can agree with you now. He's on another level. He's married. So, your situation, Aunt, is understood. You're at that upper echelon, you're married, I'm trying to get there, it's levels to that. So, we're just not there. So, like I said, don't feel discouraged in any way. You're doing what, makes your marriage work. And if it's working, hey, don't fix it if it ain't broke. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. But yeah, let me get back to the story. I'm sorry. I'm going to read the story one more time because we got off in the comments. Christine says she was married for 15 years, and to be honest, it's ran its course. I've sat down with my husband and told him I'm just not feeling him anymore, and I don't want to be married anymore. He cries and tries everything in the book to make me change my mind, but I'm just not there mentally. I even cheated on him to show him, look, I'm not into us anymore, and he still wants to work it out. Any advice on my next move? Okay. Sharita says agreed. Don't fix what ain't broke, Aunt. Now, your next move, just go see a lawyer. You can't be held captive. Now, ordinarily, because I don't want to demonize this woman. I don't want to do that. She went to her husband and said she wants a divorce. She sat him down and told him that. I can imagine that took a lot of courage for her to do that. He bawled, cried, and wanted another chance, and that happens. That happens. I don't want to demean him. Yeah, he's fighting for his marriage, fighting for love, fighting for something. But he's fighting nonetheless. He's asking for another chance. She sticks around, but she's still not in it mentally. She even goes to the last refuge of the desperate and cheats on him to show him, look, I'm not in this marriage anymore. Dave says, if you don't want to work it out, file for divorce. Stop expecting him to have to agree before making a move. That's not fair to you either. I agree with you, Dave. You cannot hold people captive in relationships, a marriage, or anything. Supreme says, feed him some Medea grits. I honestly hate Medea movies, so I don't know what Medea grits are. But Sharita says, I don't understand why she just won't go. She is torturing him and herself unless she still has some love left. Then she should try another method, maybe counseling to finalize her true feelings, but make a decision. Steph Werner is watching. What's going on? I appreciate you watching. I agree with you, baby. Yes, I definitely agree with you on that one. Yeah, you're torturing him and yourself. More so yourself. Because it sounds like you want to be free, and everyone should be. I mean, I saw a post that was from Kevin Gates, and it said, you never fully own anyone. Enjoy the moments and play your position until the time is up. It's true, a rough way of putting it, but it's definitely true. Supreme says, gotta go, she gotta go. I mean, go seek legal counsel. File for divorce like you rightfully should and deserve. And let the courts, take action. You cannot let him tug on your heartstrings every time. Tiana says, okay, the poll came in. Like I said, the majority of you guys voted, and no was the answer of, are you comfortable with your mate going through your phone? Stay out of them damn phones. Tiana says, she needs therapy, marriage counseling. Well, you know what? Both of them need therapy, but I don't think marriage counseling is going to help at this point. You got to remember, she cheated on him just to show him, I'm not into us anymore. If that ain't a message well sent, I don't know what the hell is. She got to stop letting him tug on her heartstrings every time she decides, hey, it's time for me to go. He can cry, he can boo-hoo. It's someone out there for everyone. And they just aren't for each other right now. If they ever were, because 15 years, who knows where it went wrong at. There's probably vital pieces to this story that I'm missing that needs to be told. Antonita Austin says that's a little immature to cheat on him. Just leave. Very immature. I'm not going to support that behavior at all. I agree with you. Very immature. There was other ways of sending that message than that. You got to remember, I'm going to tell these cheaters out here, and this is to the cheaters. The easiest thing to do is leave. When you play with a person's heart like that, I mean, especially when sex is involved, and, I get it. And I classify cheating, is text messages, phone calls, going out to dinner behind my back. But when you get to the point where you having sex behind your mate's back, oh man, that a lot of times that opens up a door for a volatile reaction. So, I tell people all the time, if you want to leave, leave. Now, I got to get to the comments because these things are racking up now. So let's see what we got here. Dave says, seems like she wants to make him make the decision and end the marriage, if you ask me. But it kind of sort of does that, so maybe she won't feel guilty, but doesn't seem like old boy wants to pull the trigger on the marriage. Sharita says once she cheated and he was okay with it, that was crazy in itself. And it's time to put your foot down and go. Now is just a game, it seems. It does. It does seem just like a game. Supreme says, hey, Antonita Austin. Come on, man. You got plenty of time to speak to her. Shit, get on this podcast, damn it. Tiana says, tell them again. Yes, I would tell everyone again. Yeah, when when it gets into the realm where you're committing physical acts of cheating, sex, and everything, you're opening up a dangerous door, dangerous game with a person's heart. And like I said, a lot of times that ends up in a very volatile situation. So I advise people, if you want to leave, leave. I mean, you don't owe anybody no excuses. It's not working. Just leave. But don't. I advise you, please don't get to the point where you just getting that trifling, where you just cheating and blatantly doing it without careless regard. Sharita says, Dave, that's a good point. That may make her feel better about walking away. Yeah, like I said, it takes a lot of guilt and pressure off of her. Supreme says he sounds psycho. I don't want to say psycho. It seems like he has very low self-esteem about himself, for one. Sister Secure is watching. What's going on, girl? First time viewer. I appreciate you. Definitely sounds like he has some self-esteem issues because, when she tells him she's not in it anymore, she's checked out, she wants a divorce, he's begging for a chance. What's going on, girl? And then she cheats on him and he still wants to work it out. That's not psycho. Those are self-esteem issues right there. It's something that, he just doesn't feel good about himself, or maybe he feels as though, he can't find anyone else. Some people, people out there that get in these relationships and like a pit bull lock on to them because, they're just too scared to get out there and see what else is in the world. Steph chimes in. She says sometimes people stay because their heart gets the best of them and they want to see the good in their partner. That false hope will hurt you more. I agree with you. That false hope will hurt you more. But let's think about this. You said that they want to see the good in their partner. There was no good at this point. The good left when she started screwing someone else. Dave says dude might just be desperate in love so much that he would tolerate anything to stay with her. Yeah, that could be the case too. Desperate I guess that could fall in the realm of low self-esteem also. Sharita says self-esteem, insecurity issues. That's true, babe. Yeah, it is, babe. Ant says it doesn't have to take for you to cheat on me for me to know that you don't want to be with me no more. Well, yeah. Because she blatantly said it. She said that she had a talk with him and he just couldn't handle that. He didn't want to let go. I'm not going to be an advocate of what she did because there was other avenues that she could have did or chose without cheating on him. Like I said, that could have itself turned into a very volatile situation. Sounds like the man was already on the brink. So who knows what that situation could have actually turned into. So I'm not ever going to be an advocate of cheating. There's just too many other options that you can choose besides the lowest common denominator. Steph chimes in again. Or he's stuck on the good parts of the past and isn't facing reality. It isn't good anymore. She doesn't want him, and he has to let her go. Yes, he definitely has to let her go, and you're right. He could just be stuck on the good parts, which apparently is the past. And, you got to move on. The past is the past. If it's not working in the present and it doesn't look like you have a future together, you have to let that go. Hopefully, Christine, we helped you out with this. Like I said, find a lawyer. And Tell me situation and, get him to file the papers. Ant says, just say it and I'm leaving. Yes, it will hurt. But if you really love or are in love with that person, well, yeah, it's always going to hurt. Anytime a relationship ends, it's going to hurt for the two people, or at least one of y'all. It's going to hurt. You're human. You've invested time, energy, money, shared precious moments, together. And to have that end, yeah, that hurts. That definitely hurts. No one's, made of steel. No one's a robot. So, of course, it's always going to hurt. But, these are the unfortunate things that happen in relationships. Sometimes, people get together and they live happily ever after. And sometimes people get together and relationships end. Like I said, Christine, seek legal counsel. He'll handle the rest, and all you got to do is show up for court. He can come boo-hooing all he wants. Once a judge bangs that gavel, you're free. So until then, play your position and stop cheating. We had a topic tonight. We got 6 minutes left, and I don't really want to go into it. But it was about chemistry. And the sad thing about it is all of these stories tonight, this topic was something that these individuals lacked chemistry. Whether it was Kelsey with the horrible Christmas, Nikki with the movie night, a man in the service, Christine. All these people lacked chemistry in their relationships. One thing my baby can agree on is that's something that we overload on is chemistry between us. But, there's no better feeling in the world than that newfound chemistry. It could be the smallest touch, brief eye contact. It could be, anything, flushed cheeks, that incredibly hard smile, It's just that type of thing that sends tingles through your body. And that's what is called chemistry, that spark, that twinkle in your eye. It's chemistry. And here are some keys to see if you have romantic chemistry. Minus old girl that had the first date with the movies. The other 3 stories, yes, you should have. Either they had chemistry and it fell off, or you never had chemistry in the first place. But the very first one is mutual interest. That plays a major part in relationships. For example, when someone truly makes you laugh, you genuinely makes you laugh. You're sharing, something funny, or you find each other interesting. That's a mutual interest. You don't have to force it. And this is what that mutual interest does. It builds up the anticipation until the very next time that you see that individual. I'll give an example. Our first date, there was a shit ton of mutual interest that we had. And it played a key factor in how bad we wanted to see each other on that very next date. The anticipation, the build up. It happens. Christine, I'll use her for example. 15 years in the game, 15 years of marriage. That's a lot. That's a jail sentence. And for her, that's what it was, because their mutual interest had went out the window. Now, I'm going to stop this right here. Preem, that's what we're going to pick up next time we in the studio, brother. Chemistry. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank everyone for the comments. Man, I had a good time with y'all this evening. You could have been anywhere else, but you was here with me, and I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. This is the hottest podcast about relationships in the game today, and this is the house that Toxic built. I am your host, your doctor of love, every Monday between 8 and 9 p.m. Oh, hold up. Before I leave, some food for thought. Yes, sir, next week. I use this one a lot, but it's so heartfelt that I know, brother, I know you here. That's the right-hand man supreme. He will be back in the booth next week. But this food for thought is so heartfelt that I'm going to keep sharing it and keep sharing it and keep sharing it. Antonita Austin said he failed chemistry. She's joking. That was a laughing emoji face that she put behind that frame. But this food for thought is nothing in life is ever what it seems, or even people. But when you find that special someone that makes it all worthwhile, hold on tight and never let them go. I love that one because it's so true and so heartfelt. And I urge that, to the fullest. Listen and take heed to that. Like I said, this is Relationships 101. I'm John Evans, and I want to thank everyone that chimed in tonight. Let's do this again next Monday. Trying to get up out of here. Jamie, do me a favor. Play me out.